Welcome back to Talking Lead. This is episode 74, and Left Hand's running late. Not that that ever happens here. But I'm going to go ahead and introduce our guest today, and he's going to help me kind of intro everything and do our beginning segments. We got Kenny Yates from VetMade Ammo here with us. How's it going, Kenny?
Doing great.
Did you do anything fun with guns this week?
Just a lot of ballistic testing. We've been out chronoing different rounds and making sure our product quality is up where it needs to be, and it's kind of a job.
Nice. That's probably an important thing when you're making ammo.
It's hugely important, but
It's not like they're explosive.
Yeah,
right?
when you have to be out there in the heat shooting, regardless of whether you want to or not, it's a job.
Yeah. I guess it's kind of a good thing that Left Hand's late, because this week we asked everybody. No, he's walking in the door. He is here.
I told you I was close.
Yeah, but sometimes
Hey.
close is
Did you come
20
bearing
minutes
gifts?
for you.
Yeah, have some Fritos.
Have some Fritos?
So like I was saying before Left Hand came in, we asked everybody what they did with guns, but
Thanks for waiting.
what'd you do with guns, Hoss?
Well, that's kind of why I asked everybody else what they did. I've been doing yard work for the past week and a half.
I did some yard work this week too. I did a lot of yard work. Our
I'm
backyard
still
was like
doing
a
it. That's
jungle.
why I was late. I'm getting into small engine repair, apparently.
So, going down the list of the lead heads that answered on Facebook, we got Brian Bolivar.
Sound like a damn Canadian.
It sounds like a Canadian, something like that. He says he hates Toby Lee because he can shoot a DAL and I can't. Took my daughter to the range
It's
last
supposed to be
weekend.
an FAL, if
That's
you
what
read
I
the one
thought.
before that.
Okay, they're not all showing up.
Read Toby's.
It's
No,
not
they should
showing
not
up.
be on there. Here, let me pull it up on my...
Oh, they're backwards. Okay, so I'll start with Toby Lee. Toby spent some time with my dad at the range and introduced a few new friends to the Desert Eagle. Oh, and I shot a FAL for the first time. Well, then the Canuck calls it a DAL, which I was like, that must be a Canadian term or something.
Yeah.
But he did take his daughter to the range and last weekend and did preparation and organization work for the upcoming competitions. Then our buddy Matt Klein, who we hadn't talked to in a long time, he was one of the judges, wasn't he, on the AR?
He's been keeping in touch with us on Facebook.
Yeah. He passed all 5 phases of firearms training at the Police Academy.
Congratulations, brother. Way to go.
Matt Klein, you can be a cop now?
He already is.
Oh, Matt Klein, you're a cop now?
Yeah. I told you that.
David Ellis bought his first Mosin Nagant. Congrats. Chris Lavorne spent the day with Condition 1 firearms training in Franklin. He invited us to that, but we were with the Two Vets Arms guys. Douglas?
What are you talking about?
I don't know. Douglas Hunley.
Is this thing on?
Yeah.
I don't think my stuff's on here.
Yeah, it's on.
I'm not hearing anything.
I'm seeing you. All right. Douglas Hunley, I bought a new AK and took tomorrow off so I could spend the day at the range with it. Jan Michael Dennis, he bought a new Savage Model 11 Hog Hunter in 308. Damn sweet shooting rifle. And picked up a used Kel-Tec PF9.
A used Kel-Tec PF9. So I want to know how that's shooting for you, man. Send us a message.
Jamie Somerville, he got an amazing deal on a CZ75 PO1. Picking it up tomorrow because glory to the 10-day waiting period in California. Oh, I'm so sorry.
It says if you guys ever want a correspondent behind enemy lines in the gun control capital of the country, I'm your man. We may just take you up on that, Jim. Jamie. I bet that's him and his wife. What do you think?
Probably.
Jim Jamie. Then you got Doug Jeffries. Did you read his?
Nope.
Said he carried every day, busy with work. Ryan Dubay. Is that how you say that?
Yeah, I'd say Dubay.
Ryan Dubay. He traded a rifle for a fancy fishing pole. How about them apples, he says. It's not a bad trade, I guess, if he got some cash with it. Unless it was maybe a high point.
Then Kenneth T. Hope, he's going to Cavern Cove Rimfire for the A1 or AI?
AI, I guess.
Or AL, Alabama State Rimfire match. Gotcha.
Oh, Alabama
Okay.
State. Okay.
And then Rafael Gonzalez, please no banana. And if you
Did
want to
you
know what he's
explain
talking
the
about,
picture?
no.
So you didn't explain the picture?
No, if you want to know what he's talking about, go to our Facebook page. You'll see it on there. There's one other that was on there. I don't see it on there anymore. A Mr. Dean Brantley from Two Vets Arms said, I spent the week fixing a
What
rifle.
happened? Yeah, what
I
happened
spent
to
the
that?
week fixing a rifle that Left Hand broke.
Did he take that down?
I don't know. Somebody must have.
I didn't take it down.
I didn't either.
He must have retracted his statement. Maybe he didn't fix it. That was fun breaking that, though.
Yeah, it was. It was really fun.
I didn't
watching it.
Yeah. Well, hey.
Especially the look on your face. You're like, you just have this look like, oh,
Because we were joking around before that how I have a knack of breaking things.
yeah.
And
And
he's
it
like, all
happened
right,
again.
left hand, take it out and break it. And sure as I broke it.
All right, time for Jackwagon Train.
Hoorah, Semper Fi, do or die, hold 'em high at 8th and I. It is time for the talking lead jackwagon of the week, so brace yourself, baby.
So our Jackwagon of the week this week goes without saying. Anybody that has had the gumption to press the play button on those videos of these ISIS guys in Iraq that are pretty much taking over cities.
So tell me what I haven't heard about this.
It's pretty
I've
sick.
been knee deep in grass.
It's so sick that Al Qaeda has renounced them. That's how crazy
Really?
these are. Because they're going and just randomly, they're driving down the road, they're filming it with AKs, just shooting up random cars. Whether they're Iraqi, Muslim, Christian, armed, whatever. They're just killing everybody. And they're taking over cities trying to take back Iraq. But pretty much, it's insane.
nuts.
And apparently, there's a lot more money behind these guys than there was Al Qaeda because they've got movie level,
So you really
level
think
production.
it's just a
going
bunch
on.
of hoodlums going around shooting people up, or it's
No,
some
it's
kind of
organized.
strategically organized
Yeah, it's
plan
organized.
by probably Al Qaeda or
No, they've renounced it.
Being that well funded, and they've got to have an end goal.
yeah.
Nothing
Yeah.
in life is free, so
They're-
somebody is getting what they want.
there's
out of
a
the
reason
deal.
they're doing it.
They're more well funded than any other terrorist group that has done anything. I mean, like they're doing movie level productions. They've even said that instead of using like IEDs, they've got weapons grade military level explosives that they're using to blow crap
Really?
up. Yeah, there's a lot of money backing these guys, and they're just ruthless. There's no rhyme or reason to what they're doing. ISIS is Jackwagon of the week.
Yeah, they need to be.
Yeah,
We got our asses all over there now, and all of our attention
well,
over in Iraq. So
pulled them out. Pulled everybody out of Balad. Pulled everybody out of
Balad?
Balad. This was it Monday?
yeah, but you don't think they're going to go back?
No, we're going back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they pulled everybody out to see what the heck. These
I've
people
seen
were.
firsthand what they do when the U.S. pulls out in Afghanistan. Locals come in and just tear it out the frame. There's no military or government control over anything really once
Really?
the U.S. pulls out. And I've never personally served in Iraq, but I've got several close friends that have, and they reported the similar stuff going on over there. And these guys were actually the ones responsible for appropriating U.S. funds to pay for all the improvements to the bases, so that the Iraqis could then come in and just basically loot and destroy everything.
Right.
It's the biggest cluster. Oh, definitely, yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about you first, Kenny, and then we got some subject matter that I threw out there on Instagram that we can talk about. It's gonna be fun, and then we'll talk a little bit about your company.
Okay.
So, first question that we ask everybody is, how did you originally get in firearms?
Originally into firearms, it had to have been from an early age. I think I remember my dad taking me out shooting once or twice, just enough to pretty much make me want to go do it more, not enough to satiate the desire. From there into the military, and just always like things that go boom. More specifically into ammunition and reloading. I've got a couple of close friends, Jim Donnelly and Bruce Watson. Both are expert hand loaders, and before I ever bought the first piece of equipment or loaded the first round, I kind of hung around them and lack of a better term, somewhat apprenticed with them, trying to learn everything that they knew, and then did a lot of reading to get into it. And it still every day is a learning day, but it's gotten a whole lot easier. Once you get the core concepts and things down, you can always expand upon your knowledge base.
Do you remember what your first firearm was?
The first one that I ever purchased that was mine,
No, just the one maybe your dad gave you, or your grandpa or somebody.
my
First one that you could call yours.
Oh, that would be a little Keltec, P32. It's been so long ago. The little
the
9.
3AT, the P3AT.
No,
380 is what it is.
No, it's a 9mm.
You had the okay, yeah. So that would
Yeah,
be the other.
not a bad gun, not a great gun. It went boom when you pulled the trigger, but fit and finish were a little bit sketchy at the time. This was 15 years ago.
Still have it?
I do not. I wish that I did. The reason I bought it, I went to the local shop, and having never actually purchased a firearm for myself before, I asked the guy behind the counter what he carried, and he pulled one off his ankle. This was really before a lot of the smaller subcompact frames started to proliferate the market.
Yeah, 15 years ago.
So, yeah, that's what he carried, and on his advice, and the gun served me well. I've never had any issues with it.
So you looted to the military background. Tell us a little bit about your military.
Oh, yeah, career pogue. Definitely. U.S. Army Finance, we carried money all over theater. I did go outside the wire, so I wasn't a hobbit. We usually would catch rides with infantry squads as they went on patrol to get from point A to point B. I was the guy that everybody wanted to see for casual payments and payday advances, that kind of thing. I also did local contract payments on some levels. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We just hold money. Did
you ever make out a payment that you were just like, what the hell?
Seeing some of the later, I got a chance to work briefly in the contracting office, and seeing some of the payments for the rented SUVs we used in Afghanistan to the tune of $1,400 a month when we had a motor pool full of perfectly good Humvees.
Yeah,
but instead we were renting these vehicles, performing all of our own maintenance on these vehicles, fuel and everything, and then if one got
still paying them
if one got blown up, we bought them a new vehicle to replace it. Yeah, and these things were not showroom condition; these were typical Afghani vehicles. They were get you
slightly
from Toyota
in.
Tacomas.
Yeah,
white Toyota Tacomas.
Yeah. But it's some of the stuff you see there. It's crazy.
Did you ever have to do a payout where you were to ask no questions?
I didn't. No. I've
like
got
in a briefcase, handcuffed.
Some buddies of mine did do some funding for some special folks over there, but they knew so little about it, they probably couldn't even tell you who they were.
Right.
But I never had that experience.
And when it comes to pop culture, whether it's movies, TV shows, video games, magazines, books, if it's related to firearms, what's your go-to? What's your favorite?
Well, because when it comes to art, I prefer realism. I think the animated series Archer, the weapons and hardware that they have on there is so well depicted and so accurate when you look at it. I just get a kick out of it. I mean, these guys are spending a lot of time drawing this stuff to make it look like it does, and I just kind of appreciate the effort they put into it.
Archer is awesome.
Yeah.
I've only seen a couple of episodes, but...
Oh, yeah, you got to get into Archer.
Watched it.
Oh, it's funny, man.
It's hilarious.
I'm surprised you hadn't watched it since you're such a big James Bond guy. Because he's kind of like
a comedy, though?
It's a comic, American, drunk James Bond kind of guy.
Yeah.
Is there a firearm that you currently own or ever have owned that maybe just a little bit of you is ashamed to admit to owning to?
I have probably the ugliest and most beat up Remington 770 rifle. It's chambered in .270 Winchester. The gun is ugly. It's cheap, but it shoots sub-MOA with hand loads.
Nice.
And I've killed more deer with that one particular hunting rifle than anything else I've ever owned.
Well, hell, you'd be proud on that.
I'm ashamed to pull it out of the case until I hand it to someone and let them put it on a bench and send something down range with it and see that it'll group a clover leaf at 100 yards, and that's with a $250 rifle.
Yeah.
But
is it got the wood furniture on it?
No, it's got plastic.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's real top end.
I'll tell you, man, camo form.
Camo
form. Way to
form.
go. Camo form will dress up anything.
Yeah, I think a trade-in would be a better option on this one, but the gun shoots great.
If you're still shooting
For a high
sub
point.
MOA.
Yeah, and that's with hand loads. Factory ammo's all over the place, but we've spent a lot of time working up a load for that rifle to get it to shoot as good as it does. And
there's no reason to get rid of that.
Probably killed 25 deer with it in the last 3 years. It's just
nice.
It's just a slayer.
Has there ever been a gun that you got rid of that you wish you had back?
I wish that I had held on to the original Kel-Tec that I had, not because of any particular form, quality, or function of it, but just because it was my original firearm that I ever purchased for myself.
All right, bucket list. What is your next gotta have, wanna have firearm? Anything. It can be anything.
That's a hard one. I have to admit my own ignorance. I haven't quite studied the larger long-range calibers enough to make my decision. I do know that it's going to be hand-built by a buddy of mine, by Charles Gatlin, as soon as I can afford to.
Charles Gatlin, like of
Gatlin Guns, yeah.
Really?
Petersburg, Tennessee. Yeah, Charles is a good guy, an awesome gunsmith.
Sweet.
He's done a little bit of work for me, and every time he's exceeded expectations. But I'd like to have one of his custom rifles one day when I can plop down the money to
heck yeah
to afford one. That's the big thing.
That'd be a good intro.
Yeah, and I would probably put myself in his capable hands and helping me determine the caliber and all that, because it would be a play gun. It wouldn't.
So is he like third generation?
Charles Gatlin?
Uh-huh.
Nothing I know of.
He's got to be at least second.
So is he not the original Gatling gun guy?
Yeah, because that was the 1800s.
Yeah.
No. He don't think he has any relation to him.
Oh, well, I thought that's what I was getting at.
No, he's
the
just
Gatling gun family.
He's just a real good gunsmith and owns a little shop, Gatling Guns and Archery, out in
Or is
Petersburg.
it the Gatlin brothers?
No, yeah.
Either way, he's got a very
He's got a good
recognizable
name.
last name,
Especially
especially being
gun.
in firearms. Yeah.
All right, so I put out a question on Instagram, and it absolutely blew up. And I was like, you know what? This will be a good conversation for the show. And so what I asked was, I put a picture of Arnold Schwarzenegger from Terminator 2 with the minigun. I said, list your top 3 fictional gunslingers of all time. And we got a ton of responses.
Top 3 gunslingers.
Top 3 fictional gunslingers.
All right, let's give ours first.
All right, go for it.
All right, the Lone Ranger
Okay.
is my top number 1. Number 2, I would probably have to go with. Dang, this is tough.
I know.
Outlaw Josie Wells.
Okay.
You know,
He's fictional.
Yeah, he's up there. He's a gunslinger. And number 3, this is completely unprepared, as you can tell.
Mm-hmm.
Man, there's so many people coming to mind right now. I have to go with John McClane
I had one guy that said
from
Die Hard.
Die Hard.
I had one
Bruce
guy on
Willis.
Instagram said John McClane. Oh, and John McClane. So I think he likes Die Hard. If you had to list them, what would you say, Ken?
I have no idea. I hate to slow it down. I'm just sitting here thinking about it.
Archer.
We'll
Yeah.
skip you.
Yeah. Go ahead and
Think
skip
about
me
it.
on that one.
So mine, I'm going to say first and foremost, Dirty Harry Callahan.
Dirty Harry Callahan.
I'm going to go first with him. Second,
The Gauntlet. Wasn't that Dirty Harry? The Gauntlet.
was it Gauntlet? There was like 5 of them. I don't know. But, I mean, he had the best attitude. I mean, he's just like, he didn't give a shit before not giving a shit was cool. And now everybody doesn't give a shit. Every character's based on him now.
I got to throw another one in there.
Second one, let me give my third.
All right, I'll get throw another one in though.
Frank Castle, who is
Punisher.
the Punisher. The third one, and I don't know his name. I may have to look it up. But have you seen the movie Shoot 'Em Up?
Shoot 'em up.
Shoot 'em up.
Shoot 'em up. Shoot 'em up.
It's
Is it
got-
new?
What is his name? Clive
Clive Owen.
Yeah, Clive Owen's in it. And the whole time he's got a baby, and he's like,
Oh yeah.
It's just constant shooting. There's nonstop action in that movie. I love that movie. It's kind of
Yeah.
like an underrated film, but it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
So who's your other
For
one?
TV, you ever watched the TV show Psych?
Yeah,
Lassiter. I love Lassiter. Lassie.
Lassie.
Yeah. I was sad when they canceled that show.
Well, at least they got to have a finale, unlike Firefly. Which
Yeah.
Firefly,
You know what? I have been getting into Firefly
I
ever
have too.
since Joe mentioned that. I watched the whole series. I watched the movie, and then I watched. There's like this like documentary thing on how the fans got behind it and got them to do the movie.
I'm gonna scratch. I don't know. I'm gonna put a tie for Harry Callahan and one other. I know. I'm gonna make up my own rules. Raylan Givens from Justified.
There you
yeah,
go.
Yeah, he would definitely be one of my picks right there.
Raylan's
Yeah.
tied with Harry Callahan for first. He's one of my tops right there.
Yeah, that's a good character. I have not watched that in 2 years. I guess the last 2 seasons.
It's the greatest show in the
I
world,
know.
man.
I know. I love
I
it.
love it. The last season was really good. We quit watching about halfway through because we got into something else. And
Game of Thrones.
oh yeah, that's not gunslingers though, but it's good.
Well, they're slinging though, slinging blades.
And the best answer was Guy. His tag is H Kyle 22 because it's fictional gunslingers. Mm-hmm. His top 3 fictional gunslingers are Diane Feinstein, Leland Yee, and Eric Holder.
There you go.
And then Sage Dynamics said Mal,
Yeah, from Firefly.
and Raylan.
Raylan
Bradley
Givens.
Givens.
Yeah, that's just 2. What's 3?
Well, he said Mal gets 2 spots. He loves it so much, I guess.
Double Mal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we could go to the comic books too, and then we could be here all day.
Oh, yeah. That's why I thought it'd be an awesome subject. Like,
Yeah,
someone else said...
you got to limit that to like, all right, movies, TV, or comic books,
we got...
or pick one from each. Yeah, that
one
would be a
said
good
Corbin Dallas from...
Corbin Dallas. Corbin Dallas.
what's that movie with Bruce Willis where he's in space?
Armageddon?
No, it's like a futuristic movie. It's got Mila Jovovich in the white spandex crowd.
Oh, Gary Oldman.
Yeah, he's the bad guy.
Gary Oldman's the
Corbin
bad guy.
Dallas is his character.
Okay.
And then some of them were like books. Owen Z. Pitt is a monster slayer in the Monster Hunter series, I think.
I can't read.
Bobby Lee Swagger. Name that movie.
Shooter.
The shooter, yeah.
Yeah, Shooter.
There you
Marky
go.
Mark.
Marshall Matt Dillon
Yeah.
Which, who's that?
Marshall.
Marshall Mount.
Marshall. He's a marshal. He's Matt Dillon, the marshal.
Is that a real character though?
Yeah.
Oh no, but I mean, is that a real life person?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think he's fictional because there was a TV.
Matt.
I can't remember the name of that guy that played him. He was kind of a John Wayne-ish looking dude.
Oh, Gunsmoke.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, that's fictional. That'll work. Oh, both brothers from Boondock Saints.
Oh, well, hell yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. Here's another good one I didn't think of. The mariachi from Desperado.
Yeah.
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 He was a badass.
That
And
was
then
awesome.
the one that I just died laughing when
What about Neo? Is that his name?
from Matrix.
Yeah. I mean,
I think someone said that on that one. But
pretty good.
Ruiner AR-15 on Instagram said, "The mom from Stopper, my mom will shoot."
Who was that?
Was
Was
that
that
one of the
Ruth
Golden
Busby?
Girls?
Ruth Busby?
Wasn't
No,
I
not
thought it was
Ruth
one of the
Busby.
Golden Girls.
Yeah.
Estelle Getty, wasn't it?
Estelle
Yeah.
Getty.
Yeah,
There
there
you
you
go. Good call.
Yeah. One guy said the Three Amigos. That's his top three. So that was an interesting one. Which I love the Three Amigos. Would you say I have a plethora of piñata?
Badges.
Do you know? Do you know what a plethora is? Dirty Harry, of course.
So what would you say the most named Dirty Harry?
Shockingly enough, probably Mal.
Really?
A lot of these gun guys on Instagram are Firefly fans.
Sweet.
Raylan, Dirty Harry, Mal. Frank Castle came up a lot. Bob Lee Swagger was probably the biggest.
Was he really?
Yeah, shooter.
They got to do another one of those.
Reaper Outdoors, I don't know if it was Ron, John, or Doug. Chewbacca, the man with no name, and Major Scott McCoy, Delta Force.
Major Scott McCoy, Delta Force.
Major Scott McCoy from Delta Force.
The
Chuck
movie-
Norris.
Oh, Chuck Norris.
Yeah,
Okay.
Chuck Norris's character.
Man, I've not watched that. Probably since it came out.
Outlaw Josie Wells, who's right along the lines with you.
Yeah.
James Bond. We hadn't said James Bond.
Well, damn it. Of course, he's like
No,
my
he'll
number
slap
one.
a woman in a heartbeat, but he doesn't shoot a whole lot.
No.
James,
Yeah, James is more
he'll shoot stuff and blow it up.
Oh.
The newer one is more apt to
Shoot.
shoot.
Yeah, but that's not real James Bond. You got to go back to Roger Moore and Sean Connery.
Sean Connery is like
Sean
the number
Connery.
one.
Yeah.
And then I like the new one. I like Pierce also.
Pierce was my favorite. He was the.
I really thought he'd take off.
I think he's
Yeah.
my number 3.
Well, he did, and everybody was loving him, and I think he just backed out.
He was getting old. They wanted to keep it young.
Snake Plissken. I didn't even think about that one. From Escape from L.A., Escape from New York. He was a badass too. He kind of had that I don't give a crap attitude.
I loved him in Captain Ron.
Yeah.
Captain Ron. That was a great movie.
Lone Wolf McQuaid, Chuck Norris again,
Another Chuck Norris.
and Invasion USA. His character in that. I think Chuck Norris is winning, but it's with
But
different.
nobody
characters.
said Rambo. I can't believe that.
No. Yeah, there's a Rambo here.
No, is
That
there a
was
Rambo?
next. Yep.
Okay.
John Rambo.
Got to give Sly some creds.
Cleric Preston from Equilibrium.
That's got me at a blank.
That was Rob Pincus's favorite movie, and I went and watched it.
Equilibrium?
Yeah, it had Christian Bale in it. It had. It's an interesting
The
movie.
futuristic?
Yeah, it's
deal?
futuristic. The gunfighting is pretty cool. It's almost Matrix like before the Matrix was
Is
even
it on
out.
Netflix?
Uh-huh.
I got to watch it. I haven't seen it yet.
It's. I wouldn't put it as one of my favorites, but it's worth a watch.
Yeah.
Just a little different.
Yeah. So I got to take quick. James Bond is number 2 on mine.
Okay.
Right behind the Lone Ranger.
Any Steven Seagal role. Sorry, Squints, but we all laughed at that one. Simon Phoenix. Who's Simon Phoenix?
Simon Phoenix. I don't know.
I have to look that one up too.
Coming up with some good ones, though.
Oh man, this thing blew up. Like I put it on there, and within 5 minutes, it had like 30 responses.
That's the way the Facebook one did, too.
Oh, he's Demolition Man.
Oh, Wesley Snipes' character
Yeah,
in
Wesley
Demolition Man.
Gotta laugh at that one, too. That's if there was Steven Seagal. Oh, my gosh.
But that was probably one of Wesley Snipes' best characters, in my
No,
opinion.
White Man Can't Jump was his
Gotta
best
cut
character.
Steven a break. He's fighting crime nowadays on his little reality show. That's
He's been doing
he's
that for
really
a
a
while.
cop too,
yeah,
right?
that's what's
Yeah.
sad.
I
Yeah.
mean, I give him credits for that.
This one has women and men. Women, Lara Croft,
Laura
Tomb
Croft.
Raider.
Oh, definitely.
Sarah Connor from Terminator. But which Sarah Connor? The one from the TV show or the one from the movies?
Yeah.
The one I think the one from the movies was more of a badass.
She's hard, yeah.
Yeah.
I liked her.
The one from the TV show is the bitch queen from Game of Thrones. That's Sarah Connor from the TV show.
Is it really?
Yeah.
What's her name? She's Sarah Connor? She's too old to be Sarah Connor, isn't she? I thought they were doing like a young Sarah Connor.
No, this was like
In the
5 years
TV.
ago. The Sarah Connor Chronicles. It got canceled. It wasn't that good.
Huh.
But she was Sarah Connor. And then Celine from Wonderworld, which that would probably be my top gun
Celine
chick.
from Wonderworld.
Underworld, where she's a vampire. And
Oh,
she,
yeah.
she
That chick,
hunts
yeah, she's
werewolves.
hot.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Kate Beckinsale. Alex Murphy from RoboCop came up a few times. I don't know if they're talking about the old RoboCop or the new RoboCop. New RoboCop's.
I didn't watch it because so many people said it sucked, so I didn't
I
watch
liked it. I mean, but I like the old RoboCop. It just, I wish the new one had more of that cheesy, like 80s crap in it. They made him more like a robotic ninja than a slow.
Really?
Yeah. Another one's Snake Plissken instead of
Bliskin?
Snake Plissken.
Typo. We'll give him a
Ooh,
typo on that.
Martin Riggs. Lethal
Yeah,
Weapon.
Lethal Weapon. Making the smiley face with the Beretta.
Somebody said it has to be specifically the Terminator 2 Arnold. Somebody said that one.
Okay.
Now on that one,
Was that the good guy Terminator? We turned good guy?
yeah, I think Terminator 2 is my most favorite of all the Terminators. The motorcycle scenes where he's got the lever action shotgun, he's just flipping it. I mean, I
Aren't
know.
they supposed to be doing another one?
That's what I heard. We talked about it last episode.
I can't wait to see the Conan.
Here's another one where they use the same character for all three ones. Jack Bauer, and Jack Bauer.
Jack Bauer, yeah.
24. Charles Bronson in any of his movies. Roland Deschain from the Dark Tower series. I think that's like a Stephen King book or something like that.
I'm not
It's
sure.
like a Western. I don't know. I could
So
be wrong.
nobody has said, oh crap, well, who's the one before that you said?
Jack Bauer?
Yeah, Jack
Charles
Bauer.
Bronson?
The president of the NRA for forever. Chuck.
Charlton Heston.
Charlton
Heston,
Heston.
yeah.
No.
Nobody said
did.
Charlton Heston.
Somebody did say Quigley.
Okay.
What's his name? Tom Selleck's character.
Magnum P.I.
Yeah. Oh, that's another
He's
one.
my number 3. All right.
Han Solo. That's a good one, too.
He's up there, yeah.
Vincent Vega.
Oh, yeah.
Pulp Fiction.
What was
a good
that?
one.
Did you see the movie From Paris with Love? I think it's what it's called.
With John Travolta, where he's
John
got the shaved
Travolta
head.
and that 3-name dude.
Yeah, yeah.
He was in one of those like Game of Thrones shows, but he was badass in that movie. He was rocking the Sig. Oh, what was it?
Actually, now that I'm looking through, it's probably a tie between Bobby Lee Swagger and John McClane. There's a lot of those on there.
Am I the only one that said the Lone Ranger?
Now this one's a debatable one, and it depends on how we present it.
Mm-hmm.
They said Doc Holliday, which is technically not a fictional character, but then he said the Val Kilmer version.
Okay. Well,
So
it's a
do we give
movie.
him that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Tombstone, Val Kilmer as Doc
They
Holliday.
fictionalized that whole thing anyway, so
Yeah.
it didn't go down like the movies portray it.
So we'll give him that. Val Kilmer as Doc Holliday. We'll put that in there.
That was a classic. He owned that role.
Matthew Quigley Down Under.
Nobody said Bourne.
No. Jim from Blazing Saddles, Gene Wilder's character.
That's a good one. Now, did
That's
you come
a
up
funny
with?
movie.
Did you come up with something? Yep.
He's agreed to some of them.
I've agreed to some of them, but I'm
Archer's up there, bro.
not a huge pop
into
culture
pop
guy.
culture.
But I'd have to agree with Raylan Givens and probably Marky Mark, and then
Marky Mark.
yeah,
That's what I call
You're
him.
giving him good vibrations.
yeah, not so much on James Bond. You got a strong pen pan. You don't need to go shooting somebody.
Who's Vin Tanner?
Vin Tanner.
I don't know. I have to look that one up too. But this is the same guy that said Rooster Cogburn. I forgot about that.
There you go.
But
Is it
he said the John Wayne version.
the John? Okay, I was gonna say because
I like both. I didn't like the new movie better, but I liked the Rooster Cogburn just as well.
yeah, he did a good job. What was his name? He was in the Iron
Russell,
Man movie.
Kurt Russell.
No.
No. Bridges, Bo Bridges.
Yeah, No, Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges. Yeah.
Fabulous Baker Boys. I shot propane tanks. Ha ha ha. Hunter Cody Lehan. That's what he did this week in Guns.
We do not condone.
Didn't
shooting
say if they
protein
were
tanks.
with a 308.
Actually, Mythbusters proved that you cannot ignite a propane tank with a bullet. You have to have a flame.
All right, so Hunter,
Beside it.
tell us
Drop
what
a road
happened.
flare beside the tank, then you shoot it. Mm-hmm. Or so I've heard.
Connor Hobrat, did we say his? I'm in the Junior Olympics right now, practicing for the Junior Olympics. Good job, Connor. Keep us posted on how that goes.
Vin Tanner is from the Magnificent Seven. That's Vin Tanner.
Oh,
I
what
hadn't seen
about
that in so long.
what about when he said Vin? That
Vin Diesel?
no, the 50 caliber guy.
Vinny Jones.
Vinny Jones.
from Snatch. Was it Snatch or Lock? No, it was Snatch. Yeah,
It was. I think it was Snatch.
Yeah.
Where he did the 50 cal.
One says .50. Yours says replica. Of course, that's the worst impression I've ever done of anybody.
I think they got the gist of it. I watched another movie with him in it the other day. I can't remember what it was, but it was pretty good too. It was like back during World War II or something, and they were this little group of people were going to try to find this nuclear bomb or get this scientist or something. But he was in that too, and he was his normal badassness.
I like Vinny Jones. You know, he was a former professional soccer player.
Was he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's how he got into acting.
Big dude.
And they said he was a badass in soccer, too. He was the guy. He was kind of like the
He
equalizer.
was more like a rugby player than soccer.
Yeah, they said he was the one that kind of just beat the crap out of everybody. They sent him out there to fight people.
He's like, what was that hockey movie where they just sent the guy in?
They're not Slapshot.
I can't remember what it was.
But they had the twins.
No,
What
it was
that movie? The Goon.
Stifler.
Goon.
Yeah, Stifler.
Yeah, the
was,
Goon.
The Goon, yeah.
That was good. So, all these people that are fictional gunslingers, they have to have one thing in their guns to make them work, which is ammunition,
Bullets.
which is what you guys do at Vet Made Ammo, right?
Yep, sure is. We're running small caliber handgun munitions right now. Scaled down our product list to 945 and 380 at the moment. It's just what's easiest to run. Seems to be the best demand for it, but we're running target ammo, trying to get it out as affordably as we can so the public can go and shoot without paying way too much for their ammunition.
Now, last time we were down there, you guys just ramped up your production and got some new equipment in there, and you were
Yeah, we've
really
gone fully
cranking it
automated.
out.
Yeah.
Y'all did go fully automated.
Yeah, fully
Because
automated.
when I went in there, y'all were still hand cranking them up.
Yeah, that was back in the old days, and we basically reached the point where we were exceeding the capabilities of the equipment we had on hand.
Wow.
We had some very talented press operators that could literally run a Dillon press faster than it could reliably make ammunition.
Wow.
That's one of the reasons we've stepped up to the automation, which, strangely enough, has actually slowed our production process down. It's less labor-intensive, but we actually are producing less rounds per hour overall now. It's a whole lot better quality.
And you were saying there's something interesting about y'all's 380s and velocity.
They're not cutting edge, but we're pushing them 999.23 feet per second on average. They've got a average variation of about 37 feet per second, and then the sample variation on that isn't 0.55%, so 0.5% plus or minus. And that basically tells you that we're going to be right around 1,000 feet per second statistically, no matter how many we make with this particular load.
Right.
We're actually using a Vitivori powder, which nowadays, if you try to find Vitivori, you'll know that it's pretty hard to come by, but we've secured some of that, so we've got an excellent propellant that we're able to use, so it's really quality stuff.
And do y'all just do F&J, or do y'all do hollow points too?
We'll load pretty much anything that a customer requests, but as a caveat to that, prices change depending on the projectile you want. A lot of your higher-end personal defense bullets, they just cost a whole lot more than your target rounds.
Right.
As much as 150% more. So that's the reason why you'll see a box of 25 carry loads for $25 versus a box of 50 target loads for $14.95 or $15.95.
Right.
But now we can actually load any projectile that's requested. But right now the market seems to be pretty good for us just in the target ammo.
I bet it's hard to find it if you're just wanting to go shoot as many rounds off as you
So
can.
how did you get involved with the ammo, the reloading?
Well, as I mentioned before, I was in the military. I'm a disabled veteran, and not to feel sorry for myself, but it's really hard to go out and find a regular job as a disabled veteran if you divulge that. So basically, most great things come out of necessity. We decided to make a run at it. I actually have a business partner who's an equal shareholder. Great guy. His name's Robbie. He can't be here today. He's got some other pressing engagements, but Robbie and I had served together multiple tours overseas. I knew he was really good with finance and accounting, and then I had already gone down the path to becoming a decent bulletsmith, so we joined forces and created something from nothing, literally. We started out with, I think, $700 in operating capital and some hobby-grade presses, and within 8 months now we're pushing full automated equipment and turning out, I think, probably the best quality product that we've ever done before. And it's comparable to a lot of the other remanufactured ammunition manufacturer's product that you'll see on the market today.
Now, we've shot your stuff, and it's good. I mean, we've not had any issues with it. The 9, haven't shot the 45 yet, or did we shoot the 45 that day we were out there?
I think we did. We shot a little bit of everything,
shot a little bit of
223, 380, 38. But you guys have been to the shop a few times, so we've gone out and played a few times. I think we've shot just about everything in the small caliber list that we've manufactured. It's a whole lot more fun to shoot it than it is to build it.
It was fun that day.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to talk about the special gun you had today.
Oh, yeah. I've since gotten that little Glock fixed. I had a trigger job gone awry. Apparently the spring kit that was supplied to the gunsmith had some bad springs in it, but they've taken care of it since then.
Yeah, we shot it that day that I came out there, and it was running.
Yeah,
it was running good.
I actually pulled the trigger out of that gun pretty much as soon as you guys left. I completely pulled it out because it's not supposed to shoot but one round per trigger pull. And
it was slightly like a Glock 18.
Yeah, slightly. And I don't think that you could duplicate that if you tried to on purpose.
No.
With a similar kit. It's just one of those things.
And I ambushed Groupie Gabe last night on Xbox. He was in his clan. I saw they were online, and I joined their game. Actually, I joined their party. They didn't know I joined their party, so I could hear them talking. And I was on the other team.
Yeah.
And so I could hear everything they were doing. So I was going to where, they were saying they were going to be, and I was just wiping the board with them.
Did you ever tell them?
And they were cussing. And what the hell's going on? How's this guy know I'm over here? Then Gabe, somehow, he goes, Marty? Marty, are you in there? I just started laughing my ass off. I was like, yeah. Those guys were so into it, though. But Groupie Gabe was going to try to make it today, but he had to go out of town.
That's what he said. He said he was going to try to sneak in here, like he always does.
He may show up.
Randomly showing up.
You never know. We chase squirrels a lot, so
it happens.
We'll get back.
You got to have filler.
So the 9, the 45, 380. What are your plans for the future? Where are you going next? What's going to be your next round? You getting into rifles?
Not for a while. I believe that if you're going to make rifle ammunition, there is an expectation of quality and accuracy that should be met that just standard mass production capabilities can't meet. At the same time, it's not cost effective to sit there and hand load on a single stage press for everybody. So it's something that we're looking into, and we're trying to stay abreast of what's going on. But if we're going to turn out a rifle product, we want it to be something that is suitable for a shooter that's going to demand the type of accuracy that we would demand for our own firearms. It would also require a little bit of retooling on our part, trying to make sure that we can put out something that people will want and that the quality is where they expect it to be.
Yeah, it's going to be a business decision. You're not going to put something out that's not in demand.
Right, and there's no shortage of great companies on the market right now that are turning out quality rifle ammunition. It's actually quite competitive. You've got your larger companies that when they finish their federal contracts for military production, they'll dump what's left over on the market cheaper than we can pretty much make it. And in competing with those folks, the Lake Cities and the other big massive manufacturers, it's hard cost-wise to compete with them. Even though we could do limited runs and have it available when the market was short, we want to, if we're going to get into the market, we want to actually get a share of the market and hold it. Otherwise, there's no point.
Now, your price point on the ammo that you are producing is really good, and you guys have very competitive prices, even better.
We've got a lot of good retailers around the Middle Tennessee area. We've got some as far away as South Georgia. We're trying to do more of a hands-on personal service approach with our distribution. Usually if a shop orders from us, they'll see either me or my partner or one of our other lead guys from the shop will be their delivery person. So at the moment that we're dropping off your next order, if by chance there had been a problem with a previous order, you're dealing with a rep from the factory right then and there who can say, not a problem, we'll send you out a replacement. And we always try. We have stood behind our product 100%. The few instances where we've had performance issues out of it, we've definitely made good. We've tried to keep our integrity throughout the entire process.
And that's what you were telling me earlier. Is like y'all would prefer to even take a loss than to have a bad word.
Well, we don't
out there,
prefer
but-
to take a loss,
Well, I mean,
but
than to have a bad word about.
I can show you
what
through our
got.
books, historically speaking, we have taken a loss in order to do the right thing.
Right. Yeah.
And it's a growing pain. You learn from your mistakes. You go back and you revamp your production methods, and you drive on. We've learned that there's a lot of firearms manufacturers that are putting products on the market right now that simply the platforms themselves will not fire ammunition that is manufactured within SAMI specs. A lot of 380s are coming off the market now that if you go by the standard SAMI minimum COL, you load the bullet as short as that spec says you should load it, it still will not even fit in the magazine.
Really?
Yes, they're making the 380s smaller and lighter and more compact, and hopefully they've gotten about as small as they're going to go. But we've had to go back. That's one of the hardships of being a manufacturer and sending your stuff out and not doing custom loads for a specific customer with a specific weapons platform is your stuff's got to work in everything.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, then the customer that received the product, whatever reason it didn't function in their particular gun, they think that it's just poor quality on your part. It's not. They don't stop and think that there's been probably thousands of small firearms manufacturers pop up over the last few years who are themselves just getting rolling in the industry. So we've had to do a lot of research and development coming up with standard ballistic specifications to where it'll work in everything.
Well, I guess it's time for the Mojo Minutia. So now we got Joe Mo.
Music intro.
Yeah, we're gonna have music.
And a big explosion at the end.
Yeah. I'll have to play that.
Welcome to the Mojo Minutia.
Get some.
Last time we had you on, you were about to go do a couple of big trips. You were going to go do the Bianchi Cup and Vegas too, right?
Yeah, well, it's the last month has been an absolute whirlwind.
It was y'all's big anniversary party too, wasn't it?
It started with my trip to the Bianchi Cup, which was awesome. Tom Hughes did an amazing job, and you'll be able to hear some of the commentary and things live from the Bianchi Cup.
Live recorded.
I was there. Yeah, live recorded as I was there. Come up shortly, maybe this segment or one of the others. But it was Tom Hughes with NRA is the man behind the scenes and on the forefront of setting that match up and the event. And not only that, it's what he's promised. I mean, he was like, this is a shooting spectacle. And it was really, really cool. Parties and barbecues and cocktail parties and lots of shooting and socials and events. And
Wait, there were guns there?
Tons of guns.
I saw the prizes you got, one of your posts.
I did. I got some cool door prizes.
Those are pretty slick.
Yeah, I got a little black powder hog leg pistol, Colt like Navy type thing. I don't know. Can you see it?
A little higher.
There it is.
Oh yeah, that's sweet,
Actually,
man.
pretty neat. And I'd worked out with Tom. We had the Celebrity Pro-Am part, which is actually the Colt speed shoot, where you shoot the 5 ascending and descending plates as fast as you can. And I was talking with Tom, and I was actually going to shoot it with this rig. So I had it all set up and loaded. But when we went to go practice, it didn't have enough punch to knock the plates down.
Really?
Yeah. The loads, we went to the max loads, and the loads are real conservative. It's like kerpop, kerpop, kerpop.
It's a showpiece.
I think we can get a lot more load out of it, but there is no top strap, so you got to be careful with it.
Why do I got a feeling that you're going to try to get the top load out?
I think 15 grains is what they recommend. I'm going to try going up to maybe 17. Work it up a little bit. Throw a little more powder in it.
So tell us how you fared in the competition.
I'm pretty happy with how I did. The rule of thumb that they have there is if you score 1,600 or over for your first Bianchi, that's pretty doggone good. Well, I happened to finish with 1,600 exactly.
Nice.
1600. And
job.
my biggest points lost were the plates. And man, for something that's so simple as just knocking down a plate, it turns it into this really challenging pass-fail kind of event.
What distance were you?
What's that?
What distance were you from the plates?
10, 15, 20, and 25.
What were you running?
A little 9mm Glock race gun with a red dot and a compensator.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome little gun. First pass, clean the plates. Second pass, I clean the plates, and that means it's a transition from 10 to 15.
Mm-hmm.
When I moved up to 15, put on target, the dot was on the plate, broke the trigger, the shot fell, the plate went down, and went over to the second plate, and I'm just squeezing a dead gun. The gun won't go bang. So I'm like looking in, and there's a stovepipe. I'm like, oh, you got it.
Oh, no.
So I cycled it, tried to get it out, and wouldn't go bang. It's some kind of weird double feed. By the time I got everything cleared, I was going for that shot again. The plate's locked up, and that's 5 points down. Actually, 50 points down right there.
Ooh.
Because each plate is pass, fail, 10 or 0. And after that, it just shot my concentration and nerve. And
That's got to be pretty nerve-wracking anyway. There's a lot of people that are watching in there.
Yeah, there is. It's a lot of cameras, a lot of people watching, a lot of people recognize me and say, hey, let's see how this guy's going to do.
Now, this was your first competition too, right?
That was my first like real full action pistol competition with the whole action pistol rig and everything.
Yeah, so you did really good then. Being your first.
I was pretty happy with it with boning the plates, which was the first match. Each of the 4 events is called a match. So my first match, I blew it. So after that, all the stress was off, and I'm like,
have fun with it, right?
Just have fun.
Cool.
But after that, after the jam, I lost those 50 points. I think I proceeded to poach another 8. I think 8 more points, which you can get a total of 480. I did 310.
First time doesn't sound bad.
So overall, I don't know how many people were you competing against?
There were over 300 and something.
Holy crap.
318, something like that.
Wow.
It's the largest Bianchi Cup they've ever had. And Tom pretty much put it together with him and one other guy. And how he does it, I don't know. But the NRA really should look at that and give that man some more support. Because, it's a great event. I've never met another group of shooters, and I've been shooting in all kinds of disciplines, but the action pistol shooters are like none other. They welcome you in. They will help you out with anything. Just the best group of shooters I've ever run across. And to be able to foster that and help action pistol grow, I think the NRA really needs to get behind it and step up and give Tom some support there.
Well, with that many people taking part, I can only see them wanting to jump in on that.
Yeah. Well, just recently, NRA announced that they're going to try and start getting behind 3-gun, which I'm really excited about.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
But I hope they don't
Sweet.
lose focus on some of the other events, like Action Pistol, Silhouette, and some more classic stuff.
And then the other trip you had to take, it was called Combat Con? Is that what it's called?
Well, let's go through the whole schedule so you get
Let's go in
There's more than that, huh?
sequential order.
my last month. So, anyway, going back to what you were kind of alluding to, there were over 300-something shooters.
Oh, yeah.
I think I ranked somewhere in 185 or so.
Mm-hmm.
I got to look back, but I was pretty happy.
You got to be damn happy with that, man. Jeez. First competition coming in around better than half,
But the Celebrity Pro-Am, you won, right?
The Celebrity Pro-Am, basically, they have on the Saturday kind of an awards thing and the Colt action or speed shooting event, which it helps break ties and help rank with some of the really good shooters, like the top 4 of every class shoot against each other, and there's a big shoot off for that. Then they do the Celebrity Challenge, which it's usually 16 or 24 people that compete in that, and it's some of the celebrities. Me, I guess I'm kind of classed in the celebrity realm area, which is okay with me. I guess that's fine. Kendall Lasan was there. Michael Broderick. I'm drawing a blank.
Was Adam Baldwin at this one?
Mike Lawrence. Mike Lawrence. No, Adam Baldwin wasn't there.
Now, would you have geeked out over that being a Firefly fan?
Maybe a bit.
Speaking of Firefly, ever since you were on the show last, you're talking about Firefly.
Yeah.
I've been hooked on it, dude.
Isn't it cool?
It is. I watched
it in the correct order.
I did. I watched all the original TV. Then I watched the movie, and then they've got these documentaries that are out also. Have you seen any of those?
Yeah, the brown coat.
Yeah, the brown coat. Are you a brown coat?
I'm a brown coat.
Cool. Yeah, it was a pretty cool documentary.
That's one cool thing about Netflix. Netflix has it in the right order.
Yeah.
Instead of the three that were at the end were actually supposed to be at the start or something like that.
Yeah, all of the releases after the airing was in the right order. Some people, like the hardcore fans, will actually, after they're hooked on it and they watch it in the order that's supposed to be, they'll go back and watch it how it aired, and they're still scratching their head trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Well, anyway, so Saturday we shot the Steel Challenge, and I just kept kind of moving up in the tier, and I'm trying to figure out, like, okay, when am I going to stop shooting? And at some point, I realized, like, I don't want to stop shooting. I want to keep going. But then you start seeing some of the guys up, and they scattered it around. So some of the guys like Doug Koenig and some of the real great legendary shooters are shooting. I'm like, I just want to stand up next to one of these guys and ladies and shoot with them. I'm sure I'm going to get my ass handed to me, but I want to do it. And it got kind of real showy and gamey, especially with the sponsor Celebrity Pro-Am portion. One of the ladies would step up, the guys would do something else, like wait for the first shot for the other person to fire before drawing, or starting blindfolded or away from the target. Whenever I was shooting with somebody I knew was a weaker shooter, I was shooting weak-handed, like single-handed, like a bullseye grip.
Yeah.
So, but the end of it, I ended up winning the Celebrity Pro-Am. I got the medal here. It's hanging up. It's a pretty cool medal.
Yeah.
That's pretty slick.
It's like an Olympic medal.
Yeah.
Looks kind of like the medals they
Colt.
give you at the marathons and stuff, except it's got Colt on the back.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun. I'm just glad I was able to get out and shoot. Well, I was nervous too. I wasn't sure quite what to expect, and with that many people looking at you, because there's just the two shooters there.
Oh, come on. You're used to that many people looking at you. Come on. The TV show?
Not live.
It's a difference, isn't there?
Yeah, the whole live thing really throws another aspect to it.
There's no redos. So what's your next competition you got?
The next one coming up, I think, is going to be The Walking Dead in Texas or the Pro-Am. No, Industry Masters. The Industry Masters will be first.
The Walking Dead sounds interesting.
It's pretty cool. It's held in Texas, and it's at night, so you get to use flashlights and night vision and stuff.
Sweet.
Are they using zombie targets?
Last year, it rained so much.
No, thank you.
That'll put a damper on a shooting contest. Definitely.
Yeah.
Was pun intended there.
Yeah.
Damper.
Damper.
Dampen the spirits.
There you go. So what was next on the schedule of the past
All right,
month?
so
The Mojo Tour.
from the Bianchi Cup, flew back home to Baton Rouge on Sunday night. Well, the following weekend is the Red Jacket Birthday Bash. It's for Will. It's his birthday. His birthday's in June, so what we do is to make it simple for kind of people to come out, we do the first Saturday, the first full weekend in June, and we do it on the Saturday. We've been doing it up in Ruston the last couple of years. It's a great facility. Bunch of great volunteers up there at the Ruston Police Department. Great bunch of guys. Volunteers that are not part of the department. Well, we just bring a whole bunch of machine guns, ammo, and cool stuff to go play with. And it takes about a week to get everything set up and running. So the second I hit the ground from the Yankee Cup, it was a whirlwind of getting set up for the bash. Then we started driving out on Thursday to get set up and prep. Chris and Steph went out there a little bit early and got everything rocking and rolling. They did a great job with all of that. Got there with the bulk of the guns and everything Friday and started setting up, and then it was probably one of the best bashes we've had. The weather was great. All the volunteers were great.
Did you have any really cool, unique guns out this time?
We had a bunch of our stuff. A lot of the stuff that you've seen on the show, we'll bring those out. Brought the Sandmobile out. We had our Polaris Razors out. We didn't bring any of the big vehicles just because it can be a pain in the butt if something does happen. And it's about a 4-hour drive in a normal car.
Mm-hmm.
If it had taken any of the armor, it would have been a 6 or 8 hour drive.
Oh, damn.
Ruston PD's got some Hummers, and they got some other pretty cool stuff. We had some 50 caliber. We had some black powder cannons, some other cannons, M2s. We had the Maxim out, which it's one of my favorite guns. I had all of our.
What's that one?
The Maxim.
Mm-hmm. That the old machine gun?
Yeah, the Maxim machine gun is actually the world's first machine gun. Whenever you think of where did machine guns start, well, that's where it started. And this is one of the originals. If I remember correctly, I think this is a 1919 or 1916.
Is it like water cooled or something?
They are water cooled.
Cool. Yeah.
Some that are snow cooled. This looked like it was at one point a snow cooled water tank because it has the big mouth opening that looks like it was brazed over.
Yeah, that's cool.
And you just pack snow in it. Well, this one we keep water in it. We were just instead of having the tank and everything, we were just dumping water bottles in it.
Constantly, I'm sure.
We were going to come, but we had already pre-signed up for the Tough Mudder in Nashville.
We're going to come.
And
yeah.
we almost backed out on our team.
I'm serious, man. We had to do some serious
and then
soul searching.
Paul and Jared Markle kept telling us, just forget the Tough Mudder. Come on, man. We're like, we're tempted. But 12 people came up to do it with us. And
yeah, from all over.
Yeah, they were from Pennsylvania, Texas, everywhere, so we couldn't back out on it. But
yeah, I thought Jared and Paul were stalking us, man.
Well, Jared was supposed to have been here at the Tough Mudder.
Yeah. I think he had more fun there.
Yeah, we suffered a little bit, but it was fun.
Yeah, he said he was going to stalk you.
I mean, just like seeing him 3 or 4 weekends in a row.
He's got a GPS tracker on your vehicle.
I just need to keep a lookout on the Facebook page and figure out where I'm going.
Yeah, there you go.
So birthday bash was awesome. We cleaned up a little bit late Saturday after the show and then went to the Revelry in Ruston. Great bunch of people there. It's a huge music venue. And they had a live band set up. Stephanie had the guys there set up, kind of an after party there. And we had a good time with that.
Do you play musical instrument?
Kinda. I used to have horns and reed instruments.
Were you part of the band?
I was in like a brass band. I was a band geek, kinda.
Yeah. I mean, were you part of the band that played at the Revelry?
No, not part of that band.
Oh, okay. I know Chris plays some music, so I didn't know if maybe
Chris
you
does.
jumped in.
Chris, after a day at the birthday bash, we're pretty much done. It's just sitting on the deck and having a few drinks, smoking a cigar or something like that. And this time we played the adult full-size Jenga game, and it was really neat.
Oh my gosh.
Full-size Jenga game?
Full size, it uses 2x4s instead of like the little Jenga.
Holy crap.
And on the blocks are adult themed actions and tasks you must do. So if it falls with the block in your hand, you got to go do this thing that's on the block.
Oh no.
That sounds like fun.
You got to wear a hard hat? How tall is this thing?
Check it out on Facebook, on my personal Facebook. Some of them, it was getting to the point where I was needing a chair. If it was getting any further, I was going to need a boost.
Wow.
So
it's getting dangerous.
Like this, tiptoes and putting it on. And I'm actually pretty good at Jenga. I can see the tensions of everything and what direction it's leaning. So I'll just swipe a piece out and then just stack it up there and just kind of walk away. And so people, I think, were starting to get a little frustrated with me.
So what are those rules? Never have a land war in Asia.
What?
Never, you know what I'm talking about. Never, yeah, Joe knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
How was the name of that movie? Princess Bride.
Oh.
Yeah. With, what was that guy?
Carrie Ewells. Yeah, Carrie Ewells and, I can't remember the little guy.
Andre the Giant.
Never get into a...
Something with a Sicilian.
Sicilian, yeah.
Yeah, so never play Jenga with an engineer.
There you go.
That's what I was getting at.
And when you're playing adult Jenga, there's a little known rule that I've developed that you can use your drink as a counterweight.
Oh.
Now you got to have the balls to do it, because if it falls with your drink, then that's bad news. I was able to kind of shift around the weight with your drink, set it up, on there, and you can see the tower just kind of go full of peace. Grab your drink, place the block up on top, and walk away.
That's awesome.
What was fun is we were on a deck, like a wooden deck.
Oh, wow.
So it was a little on the wobbly side, but it made it challenging.
That's hilarious.
After about 4 or 5 rounds, I kind of got tired. And I'm like, you know what? I'm done. And I swiped a block out the bottom that I knew was going to tumble it and knocked it over.
Sabotage.
I just couldn't go anymore.
So then you mustered up enough energy to, after the revelry, where'd you guys head after that?
Then we had to pack up the next day and then drive back home. And got home Sunday late, slept, woke up, came Monday, started getting all the machine guns logged back in, getting everything settled, and then got prepared, got some guns that we were taking to Las Vegas because we did a couple things in Las Vegas. Me and Charlie went and opened up the Red Jacket Experience at Range 702 in Las Vegas off of Dean Martin. And it's a great range. There's a few ranges that you can go rent machine guns at in Vegas, but by far 702 has the nicest facility, the best staff, and it's right there on the strip. I mean, it's hard to beat.
So what was your challenge? What'd you guys do?
Well, we brought a bunch of machine guns and allowed people to shoot them. One of the problems we get and requests we get, like, hey, I want to come shoot some of the stuff that y'all do and some of the guns. And we really don't have the venue to do it, and we really don't have the traffic to be able to hit worldwide like our viewership is.
Yeah.
Well, Vegas is perfect for that. There's people that come from all over the world to go to Vegas, and they go to Vegas to shoot machine guns. Well, a lot of the fans of the show, they'll come in, and now they can go to Range 702 and have the Red Jacket Experience with some of our really cool one-off machine guns. Some of them have been built on the show. Some of them are just one-off stuff that we've built over the years.
Yeah.
And we had some of the guns from the Total Recall episode. We had the Chris Vector submachine gun there. We had the Dragon gun, the chrome motorcycle gun that we built with Paul Jr.
That's badass.
OCC. That's a really cool gun. A little belt-fed system. Chrome. It's got the dragon painted on the side. We call it the Dragon.
The Dragon.
The Dragon.
Is this the first year you've done this, or is this something you've been doing?
No, this is something it was kind of the inaugural event.
Okay.
We've been talking about it for a couple of years, but just never had the ability to get everything lined up and have a break and film schedule with the chance to go. Because normally when we're in Vegas, we're there for SEMA or the SHOT Show or the Survival Expo or something like that, some big show that requires a huge amount of attention.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we went to Vegas, and this particular case to go to the Combat Con. And the Combat Con is kind of the martial arts and weapons manufacturers of the times, like sword manufacturer and making blades and maces and armor and things like that.
Yeah.
And they have demos and classes for fencing, for grappling, for throwing knives. It was really cool. I had one of the guys that's on Top Shot a lot, Jack Dagger.
Yeah, Jack.
He was all throwing knives. Really, really cool dude. He was set up next to me and Charlie's area. And we were there signing autographs and just meeting and greeting. And we were able to have a lot of fun with us. And it really allowed me and Charlie to kind of let the geek out.
Unleash the geek.
Unleash the geek. Yeah, I let it. I went a little too far.
How's that? Elaborate.
There's a ball on Saturday and it's the Time Travelers Ball, so they do a lot of steampunk stuff.
Did you get all steampunked out?
I didn't steampunk, but I've got a shirt with a Tony Stark Mark. I've got a Mark II and a Mark IV chest piece.
Yes, that's awesome.
That glows. So,
you just went up 10 points in my book, brother.
I was in a suit and had the Mark. I had the Mark IV chest piece on in this particular case, and it would glow through, and it was cool because I think I told y'all about when I wear the kilt.
Uh-huh.
People really recognize me because they're paying attention to the kilt. Well, the same thing with when I'm wearing the chest piece. People don't recognize me because they're just fixated on the big glowing orb on my chest and trying to figure, what in the hell is that?
Yeah.
Why is your chest flashing? Start. Well, anyway, we went through the whole thing and the ball. And my sister just recently moved out to Vegas. She went and we had a good time. And they had some guys there. They had Catwoman and one of the good guys from Shield. I forget her name. Not the
Oh,
Black Widow, but looks like the Black Widow.
yeah. What's her name? The Natasha Romanoski.
No, that's Black Widow.
He said Black Widow.
No, he
Yeah,
says
no,
she
but-
looks like Black Widow.
It's kind of like Black Widow, but it wasn't the Black Widow.
I got
Anyway, they did this little skit where they go in and they have a little mock battle. It was all choreographed and stuff, and they had a good time. And I was watching, and I was like, yeah, that does look like fun. So I called the net coordinators, and I told them like, hey, I need a bad guy. I need a bad guy. So we went and found a bad guy and talked it over. And I've got, you know what flash paper is?
Yeah.
All right, there's a little flash paper shooter. That's you wear it on the inside of your palm and you can't see it.
Uh-huh.
And it's like the magicians do when they shoot fire out of their hands.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, they've got a flash paper, the shooters. And so I got a hold of one of the flash paper shooters and loaded it up.
Your repulsors.
And I went with the guys like, hey, all right, I'm gonna be on the dance floor dancing, and you're gonna come up, you're gonna like confront me, and we're gonna have a mock battle, and I'm gonna use my Mark IV, actually the Mark 7 suit, the one with the little suitcase suit.
Uh huh.
I call over one of the gloves, and the glove's gonna fly to me, and then I'm gonna flash you with
The repulsor. Yeah.
repulsor. And I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be cool. This is gonna be cool. And I'm thinking like in my head how badass this is gonna be. So we're on the dance floor and I'm dancing, and all of a sudden this tall, I mean, he is tall, probably 6'7", 6'8", plus he's got the big jack boots on with the big hat from, what's the villain from?
More hints. Need more hints.
No, the one with the octopus logo. What was that organization called?
Oh,
Hydra.
Hydra.
Hydra. So
Yeah.
he's a big Hydra, like a Hydra guy, which worked out perfectly. So the Hydra guy walks up and he's like pushing me around, and I'm like, "What are you doing? Like, why are you here?" And I like popped open my shirt and exposed my chest piece. I don't know why I did that. And I like did the motion, and the glove flew to me, and I like shot a repulsor beam, the little repulsor charge at him, and he was going to do this. And I had another one that hit him again, and then we called it over. Apparently, there's a couple really cool shots that looks like the repulsor beam's hitting him, and then there's some stories that people think I almost lit the poor guy's beard on fire.
I was going to ask. So, what kind of degree burns did this guy get?
Flash paper is really cool because it's over and done by the time it gets anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a flash. Yeah.
It's a little ball flash. But it was fun.
That's
That was
hilarious.
the ball. During the day, went through the convention, and me and Charlie had some panels. Some of the panels were the reality of reality TV, which that was an adventure.
Oh, I can imagine.
We had about, I guess, 30 people in that panel, and we're talking about how what you think is going on the other side of the glass, but you really don't know.
Mhm.
So we had everybody stand up, and we gave them a job in the TV reality show business. And by the time we were done, pretty much everybody was standing up and had a job. And it's just me and Charlie standing on the other side of four guys with cameras. And it was really neat, and it kind of, everybody got the realization of, wow, the amount of complexity and the work that goes into this, not just with what we do, but with what all the guys that are carrying these 80-pound cameras, and the sound guys that have a 120-pound sack and brick hanging off the front of them.
That's a big sack.
It's
It's a huge sack.
That's a manly sack.
yeah, especially running around in the temperatures we work with here, because apparently we always have to film in the summer. So we did some panels like that. We did panels, the future of weapons technology. We did some weapons crafter panels, things like that, where people just talked about different things and metallurgies and how we prototype things. And
so you guys had a blast, man. That
it was
awesome.
It was an absolute blast. I hope we get invited back because we had a great time, and it's a bunch of really, really cool people.
Well, if you need us to carry your big 120-pound sack,
I'm not carrying Joe's sack.
Zeke will carry it.
No.
We can choreograph a better routine next year, and
You've got some time to think about it now. Yeah. Absolutely.
Big elaborate
it's a last-minute thing. When I saw the little skit that they did, I was like, oh, I got to get on that.
That's awesome.
Looks too much fun.
Joe's getting into cosplay.
Oh man,
He just dropped his head. So from there,
me and little Charlie let the geek out.
We do every day.
yeah.
So we did
Embrace
that.
the geek.
The Red Jacket range experience at Range 702 was awesome. It surpassed all of our expectations. Even people that had packages, you can get online and you can click the package and come on in, and you can select different things, like shoot an MP5 and an M4 and a pistol. And or you can come in and shoot 5 different guns. Or you can come in and just shoot a pistol and a UMP40.
Is this like an invite-only kind of thing, or you got to make reservations?
It's totally open. We allowed reservations too, but it turned out most people that go to Vegas,
Yeah.
it's kind of spur of the moment.
They're not on a schedule, are they?
Yeah, so we learned that really, really quick. So me and Charlie just kind of hung out at the range, and when people showed up, they're sitting there staring at us, trying to figure out, like, no. And then after that's all over, then they want to do the Red Jacket package. So it was pretty cool.
Nice.
They had the Chris Vector, the M3 grease gun, a couple of our M4s, and then we actually have the original M4, our first AR milled receiver gun we ever built, which was actually shown in the Vegas episode.
That was fitting, yeah.
Yeah, that one and the Glock 18, which actually the
Sweet.
Glock 18 was my Bianchi Cut race gun with a heavy switch installed on it. Normally, you would never be able to rent or shoot a Glock 18 unless you were very, very well trained and understand what that gun is capable of. It shoots around 1,400 rounds a minute, and it is a very, very flippy little gun. Well, with the Carver comp on it and the Magwell base and the red dot and the light recoil system, it made the gun so controllable. You could dump a whole mag, a whole 33-round mag, and stay on target.
Wow.
You could keep it in an 8-inch plate. We would let people shoot it, and we'd keep 25 rounds in the mag, and they'd shoot 5 semi-auto, just like bang, 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 and then they'd shoot 4 rounds, double taps, as fast as they could while maintaining control. If they were able to control that, then we hit the happy switch on it. So by that time, there was only about 15 or 16 rounds left in the gun. So it would be even harder. If it got away, I mean, the gun would only be about right here. But everybody did really, really well with it, and it by far was the winner of the favorite gun up there. That or the Chris Vector, which that thing's hard to beat.
And now you're back, right? Or did you have something else after that?
Oh, well, kind of. I'm home and recovering from the trip to Vegas because we were there Tuesday to Monday.
Okay.
So it was a good little trip.
Nice.
And working at the range all day, it can kind of drain it out of you.
I bet.
So got back Monday again. Went straight to work after landing about 9 o'clock Monday morning. Worked about 4 hours, then promptly fell asleep on the floor behind my desk, like right here.
Nice.
Apparently there's pictures, but I'm not exactly sure. I haven't been privy to them yet.
No.
So hopefully I wasn't drooling. And then Tuesday, rolled back in and been working and setting up the shop because we are rolling back into film. Very shortly, I have to say, end of summer. End of summer is when we're going back into filming for season 6.
So we need to make sure when we come visit you, it's not end of summer.
Yeah. So we're getting the shop ready. We just developed a relationship with the guys over at Redline Garage Gear. So they're outfitting the whole shop, which if you watch the last couple episodes of Season 5, you saw some of the shop almost done. We had some of the workbenches from the old shop and some of the old look from the old shop. Well, whenever you see the start of Season 6, it's going to be a whole new deal. We've got some great cabinets and workstations and the non-round table for use from Redline Garage Gear.
You guys are going to have some new uniforms too, right? Talking Lead T-shirts.
I don't know.
I did hear there's a hidden Talking Lead sticker somewhere on a toolbox.
There's probably a lot of stickers on a lot of different areas. Yeah, whenever you get stickers in those things, it's like vultures, man.
Oh, I bet.
It's like, let me grab a sticker and let's find some obscure place to put it.
Ours is probably on the ceiling.
No, Zach said he made sure it was on his toolbox. So
Okay. All right. Good old Zach.
our fellow Tennessean hooked us up.
Tennessean.
So we've got a few more questions left over from the last time you were on that we didn't get to answer on air
right.
because they didn't ask them until after the show was over. But we've got Kat from Adam's Arms she gets a bunch of weird questions and she never has the answers for. First one being when you should strip and clean a bolt.
When do you?
When should you
When should you? Okay.
strip and clean a bolt?
See, that kind of goes down to two aspects. One, follow your manufacturer's maintenance procedure, or two, clean it when it's dirty and the gun won't run.
There you go.
I kind of go to the point where I'll just shoot it till it starts hiccuping, unless it's a gun there that's meant for defense.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just run a gun until it's absolutely cruddy and won't run. Bolt carrier, especially on the AR platform, utilizing the Adam's Arms piston system, it really is cheating because they run cleaner. That's one advantage of the piston kits, and that's actually the piston system that we use. We have some piston systems on all of our guns. If it's a piston system, it's an Adam's Arm version.
Gotcha.
So it's great stuff. But the thing about bolt carriers is just pay attention, and this wouldn't really go with the piston systems because there's no gas rings in there. But a standard direct impingement AR, you want when the gun's clean, you should be able to set the bolt on end and it support the weight. So the rings have enough tension to support the weight of the bolt. So if I extend an AR bolt, pull the bolt forward, so the roller gas key is in line with the cam.
Mm-hmm.
Cam will be under it. You just gently place it on the table, and it should be supported. So that gives you an idea of when you should replace your rings. If it doesn't support, then it's time for new rings.
Good tip.
Then we also have Jesse Losi. I think that's how you pronounce his name. He says, what if I cut off a 308 just behind the shoulder, stuck in a 41 cal bullet, and wanted an AR built around that round? 10.4 by 3.9.
Does he want a barrel on it?
I don't know. I thought that one was way off.
Sounds like he may have a cap gun.
Yeah.
With pretty much any firearm, you've got to have some barrel there to build some velocity.
Mm-hmm.
The combination, it sounds like the bullet would be kind of sticking out of the face of the chamber, and it'd be just like taking a bullet and throwing it in a fire, and you get a little bit of a pop, but not a whole lot. Not a whole lot at all. Maybe 100, 200 feet per second, if that. Now, what he's thinking about is just taking that chamber and using the case, maybe a 308 case, chop it off at the neck, and then having a new chamber created. And that would be kind of cool. I mean, the Wildcat industry is always open for new stuff. There's always a new thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, if it were me and I wanted to do something like that, I'd do it with this round.
Is that
the
338?
That's a 338 Lapua.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
Nice.
I guess you'd end up with just around just shy of maybe 45 caliber.
Nice.
But what Jesse needs to know is that if he's not a professional, he doesn't need to be trying this stuff at home.
Yeah, exactly.
That's probably a real good response.
Yeah.
And then the other one we have, Kipper Fish. I think he kind of made it a 2-point question because I think he had to clear it up. First question, he says, is there any way to reuse the toolless steel case FMJ 7.62x3.9 cases? And if so, what bullet and powder would be best? Which Kenny could probably help on this too, since he's a reloader. Same with their 9mm ammo. That looks weird. I think that's where he's clearing it up on the second question.
Yeah, absolutely. Steel case ammo is reloadable. It's ductile, so it still has some stretch and some life to it. The problem you often run into is it's burden primed. So it has the one with the anvil is built into the case. Did we actually talk about this one last time?
I don't know. Did we? We could have. I could have just asked the double question. The one about the steel case ammo, we're using it? I don't think we did.
If not, I just had a conversation on this within the last month or so about that, because I've done it. I've reloaded steel case ammo, and it's really convenient when you can find steel case ammo that's boxer primed. That's the standard primer that you would use in brass. It's kind of tough to find, but most of it's burden primed. There's 2 flash holes and 2 little pins for the anvil, and the challenge is getting the bullet or getting the primer out, the spent primer out.
There's a special tool for that.
There's a couple ways you can do it. There's a tool with 2 little pins, and you have to line them up and do it. Or you can do it the smart way, and you do it with hydraulics. You fill all your cases with water, and you stick it in there, and you just run the neck size die into it, and it creates a hydraulic seal, and it pops it right out. Real clean. Wait for the water to drain out and dry, and then reload it with burden primers. Or you can, if you're very experienced and understand and know what you're doing, you can convert the cases over to boxer. You form the primer pocket, put a flash hole in it, and then you can use standard boxer. Now, the time and effort involved in all that, with the availability of inexpensive range brass, I can't imagine why you would want to do it except for just as an exercise, or just say, hey, I can reload steel ammo, or hey, when the world ends and all the brass ammo is gone and I find some steel, I can reload it. So it's possible. I just don't think it's economically feasible unless you happen to find some of the boxer-based stuff.
Gotcha. Well, we appreciate it, man.
Hey, wait,
you got more?
We've got to get his top 3. His top 3 gunslingers.
The fictional gunslinger.
Fictional gunslinger of all time. Who's your top 3?
That was the subject today.
Yeah.
Let's see. Top 3 gunslingers.
Fictional.
One's going to have to be, going back to Firefly, one's going to have to be Mal.
We knew that. Creeping up. Man, you'd be shocked. The gun community, a lot of Mals out there.
Yeah, I almost want to go with Jane, too. But I think I'll have to diversify a little bit. I'm not going to stay too tight on the genre. Maybe go to Han Solo.
Nice.
Toss it between Han Solo and Indiana Jones.
We haven't had Indiana Jones yet. That's
same actor, both won.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Hey, does that count as 1 or 2?
2.
We'll let you have
it's
one. With
fictional characters.
Yeah.
So that's 2. Let me see. A number 3. Fictional characters, number 3.
We had to think on it too a little bit.
Jack Bauer.
Yeah.
Jack Bauer.
Jack Bauer.
We actually had one person answer all 3: Jack Bauer, and Jack Bauer.
Or Jason Statham in some of the Transporter movies.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think about that one.
Nobody said him either.
Nobody has said
They're over the top.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of like that shoot 'em up movie with Clive Owen.
Yeah. And then you've got like the epitome of actually decent gun handling in a movie with Collateral. And I hate it was actually
Tom Cruise.
But I don't know who their technical advisor was and their trainer there, but there was some pretty.
That was Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Good movement.
Collateral.
No, Collateral was the one with.
Wasn't it Jamie Foxx and Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
What
was the one with Arnold? Was it Collateral Damage? Maybe that was called Collateral Damage.
Yeah.
They didn't have good technical gun skills in that movie.
Have you seen 3 Days to Kill yet with Kevin Costner?
No, I haven't.
That first gun shootout
good.
scene
It's
is
good.
very technically sound.
Oh, is it?
They actually run out of ammo. You hear the click. They do the proper procedures on dropping the mags,
and
reloads.
stuff,
It's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Well, man, we appreciate it. Even though I'm disappointed we only got one innuendo out of you this time. The 180-pound sack.
Oh, sack.
Not a lot of drinking going on this episode, dadgummit.
I'm sure there's some innuendos in my commentary from the Bianchi Cup.
Okay. That'll make up for it.
Can't wait to get that.
Like I said, there was cocktail parties and social events and black tie affairs.
And you were recording during those?
Yes, I
Were you getting strange looks?
No, most people were getting into it.
Cool.
I was able to get some of our shooting celebrities, and I think there's some really prized stuff out there with them.
Sweet.
Cool.
And one last
Looking forward
question
to that.
before we let you go. Somebody from the Red Jacket Firearms Facebook page said, which color's faster, the color pink or the color purple? I had no clue what they were talking about there.
I don't know.
Is that an inside joke?
Whichever one has the most stripes.
There you go.
You can have racing stripes or stickers. Yeah, I like purple. Purple's one of my favorite colors. I like red, blue, green. It's hard to beat. So I like colors.
Way to take the
Colors
nice
are hard to
political-
beat, yeah.
Political stance. Red, blue, purple, green.
He doesn't discriminate.
No. Appreciate it, man.
Joe, thanks so much for being on, buddy.
Thank y'all, man.
All right.
Talk to you soon.
See you. So that was the very first official Mojo Minutia.
That's all right, man. Went good.
You found something else you wanted to read? Another one of those?
Yeah, we've got another post on the Facebook
What you did this
little
week?
questionnaire, what you did in guns this week.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got Matthew Marty,
Huh?
no relation to me. It says, I beat left hand on the firing line. Just kidding. Nobody beats left hand. That's right, baby.
I wonder why you wanted to read that one.
That's why.
So, Kenny, the Mojo Minutia happened while you were in the middle of talking about something. Do you even remember what it was?
Yeah, I think I pretty much covered enough on
Yeah. You were saying you've got some people that you're selling to, like locally. Do you have distributors you go through and everything too? Or
We are trying to get to the point where we can use a distributor. Actually, the Big Show groupie Gabe, he's done a lot of good work for us. We're just
Northside Gun Shop?
Northside Gun Shop, yeah. James or Randy, I don't know what he's going by these days.
Yeah, that's the way we were like, James, Randy, what is it
Yeah,
today?
they're really good guys. We're just trying to get to the point where our production costs are slim enough that we can leave a little meat on the bone for a distributor. But in the meantime, Gabe's been very instrumental in helping us kind of get our feet in the door and
he's a good guy.
get stuff going on around the Middle Tennessee area.
I mean, I take that back. He's a groupie. He randomly shows up places where we're
He is
at.
the balls of the industry. Just hangs around until somebody reaches for him. But no, he really is a good guy. So we've got Northside Gun Shop, Gatling Guns and Archery, King's Firearms and more. Those are all in the southern Middle Tennessee area. Going down to South Georgia, we've got A&T Firearms. They are our distributor for online sales. He has an outlet through his website that he handles that. So as a manufacturer, it's hard in the limited space that we have to run a manufacturing company, a distribution company, an online sales office, a retail shop. So we're trying to focus primarily on manufacturing. That's why we refer everything through our local dealers. But
Right.
with that said,
Makes sense.
As a special thank you to the guys here at Talking Lead and all the audience members, now through the 15th of next month, you can call our shop directly, and we will give you a special Talking Lead price if you mention this
Sweet.
episode.
So that would be July the 15th,
July the 15th.
2014.
And what number do they call?
You'd need to give us a call at 931-637-5015. We're going to take good care of you. Just mention the episode number that the podcast is, and you will go ahead and get you in line.
Now,
for a
you
special
guys
discount.
have a website also, right?
We do. Our website primarily is informational. A lot of other companies use that to contact us. We don't. We're trying to get out of the direct retail aspect of it. And I know that sounds strange, but do one thing and do it well. We want to make ammunition.
Right.
We have channels in place to get the ammunition out to the resellers and to the retailers and to our online market. But it's just there's so many hours in the day, and at this point trying to do everything ourselves it's a bear. The shipping alone, when we went through that a few months ago, is just a nightmare when you're sitting there having to ship a couple of hundred orders a day. It's ridiculous.
And is the number on the website too?
There is a number on the website as well.
And what's the website?
It is vetmadeammo.net.
Okay.
And we also have a Facebook page. Please go out and like our page. It's Vetmade Ammo, and you'll see us on
we'll
there.
We'll put a link on our Facebook page, too, so you guys can get to it from there.
Definitely will.
Definitely when we post the show.
We'd like to thank our sponsors.
We would.
I breathed really heavy. Just
You guys have got to come out and shoot with us again soon.
Yes,
You ain't got to twist our arm.
No.
When you want to go.
I'm about to run some very special stuff I don't really need to talk about on the air right now, but I think you'll be well pleased if you bring your ARs.
Okay.
Ooh.
We'll go out and...
I brought that one in. I showed you that. I've installed the Elfsman trigger on that, and it's the TDS upper that Jason brought us, and I put it on our 300 Blackout lower that we'd built. So we don't have any 300 Blackout ammo, so we're not going to be able to shoot it much, but... we can take that out, test the trigger out, and
speaking of 300 Blackout ammo, there's another reloading company near Tennessee, Mid-South Munitions. I know y'all are listening.
We need some 300 Blackout.
You specialize in 300 Blackout.
I've heard good things about those guys.
They're good guys. Yeah. We've interacted with them on Instagram a lot.
Yeah. But yeah, we're game, man. We'll go. We'll do it.
Right on.
Awesome. So
ICE training. ICEtraining.us.
All or Nothing Tattoo Studios, allornothingtattoo.com, and their very gun-friendly store for merchandise, strangleholdmerch.com.
Holder and Green Professional Real Estate Services, HG Press, for all your Middle Tennessee real estate needs. Give those gun-friendly guys and girls a call at 800-615-1840, extension pew, 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 pew.
Doo-doo. Also, don't forget Dax Bruner at Cantu Bruner Designs. They've got the bullet pins that he can custom make.
Is
for
that
you.
pin mine? Did he make that for me?
No, he made a bunch of those for a lot of people, but he knew that you're a zombie guy, and he knew you'd have a excitement fit over that thing.
So is that like actually coming my way?
I don't know about that.
Oh, so he's just rubbing it in my nose.
He's teasing you with it.
Okay. Damn you, Dax. Damn you.
Make sure you go to CantuBrunerDesigns.com and check out those pins. Also, Savoy Leather, spelt Savoy, SAVOYLEATHER.com.
And don't forget our AR, our T-shirt contest where we're giving away a Two Vets Arms AR.
The Bravo
rifle. So you need to go to 1776 United. If you don't have your Talking Lead T-shirt yet,
get one.
And what do they do? Just take some sort of crazy, cool, weird picture. We're going to have
location, cool posing, whatever. We're judging you on the talent of this picture you'll take with your Talking Lead shirt. And there's going to be three places.
The content, the originality, and just the overall badasseriness of it.
So we've only gotten... a handful of people that are saying they're going to do it. You've got a really, really big chance of winning this. What do you say they retail at? $1,200?
I think $1,300.
$1,200 or $1,300 rifle.
But you also get a 1776 United T-shirt, sticker package, Rob Hunterd autograph,
new hat,
comic book, a new hat.
Yep.
And then there's second and third place too.
Yep. Which is kind of ratcheted down from those.
Yeah, just go to our Facebook page, Instagram page. We've got it all posted there.
Yep.
See all the rules. Obviously,
we shot
NFA
this rifle.
Rules apply. If you can't legally own a firearm, then you're not going to get the AR.
If you win, the second place person will get the AR, and then we'll make a new third place.
And then it goes to me after that.
if none of the top 10 can own a rifle, then it goes to left hand. So, Kenny, man, we appreciate you coming in. Give that number out again so they can get that good discount, that Talking Lead discount.
931-637-5015.
And make sure you mention the show so you get that nice little discount.
And this is episode 74.
74.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
I thought 74 was last week.
No, I looked it up.
Okay.
Yep. And as always, left hand, keep your loved ones close.
And your firearms closer.